Today, I'm going to take this high-speed steel reciprocating saw blade, and I'm going to turn it into a thin parting tool, specifically for doing economy bowls, or otherwise called bowl from a board. But economy bowls is the common reference. So I wasn't happy with the tool I used last time you saw that, if you saw the video. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in my vise, I'm going to cut the teeth off of it, I'm going to grind it so that it makes it into a parting tool, and I will bury about that much of it into the tool handle. So, let's go! Oh, one more thing. I'm going to have to make a handle for this, obviously. Should be fun. Okay, I've already made this to shape. First thing I did was grind all of the teeth off, so there's no set left in this blade. It's nice and straight. It's equally narrow, just about a ½ inch, and I have this chrome-plated brass cover. It fits the back of the blade just fine. I'm going to take this piece of, I believe it's hackberry, and I'm going to make me a handle. The handle for this doesn't have to be very big. And I'll be burying the blade in here and epoxying it about 1.5 inches. Let's knock this to shape real quick. Before I do anything, I want to get this much of the ferrule cut to size, and if I make it just a hair big, and I mean hair, then I can thread this on. So that's the diameter of the shooting tool. So I'm going to knock about a ½ inch of that back for now, or 1/4 inch. You know, it would be really beneficial if I chucked this up. Originally, let's get that. It was there, it just didn't want to thread. But that's okay, epoxy will work. That will do. So now, good to see down there. And red shirt. That is perfect. Okay, that's good. So now I want to take this down to the brass. Now it's time to shape. Down here. Down here. Yes, I know these you. Steve says you can't do detail work with a roughing gouge. I used to say that. I feel like I did it one. I think that's about right. Look at the cut I got on that, would you? Beautiful! So that's the back. I was going to take out the edge away from me. Let's do this. Okay, I've epoxied this on and this in off camera, but now I need to fill these holes. So I'm going to take some very fine sawdust and I'm going to fill this crack. Now I'll do the same to this one. Well, Billy, where do you get all that super fine sawdust? I get it out of my dust collector when I've been sanding stuff through the drum sander. Now I'll let this set up a few minutes and I'll sand this back, put some more finish on it, and then we can part it off. Okay, that's 320, that's good enough. So now I will get the antique oil and we'll let it dry, and then this baby will be done. I'll part it off, then off. So now I'll let this dry overnight and we'll part it off tomorrow, sand the back off, hit it with a little finish, and it'll be good to go. And because I've got this new thin parting tool now, I'm going to make me another economy bowl because I'm bound and determined to get it right. Okay, let's get this parted off. Just like that, I'll take this over and sand it with my random orbit sander and put some finish on it, and this little dandy will be done. Oh yeah, that is going to work a treat. I may go all the way through. Yep. One of the mistakes that I made on my first economy bowl was I couldn't tell which direction the bottom ring actually needed to go, and so I've got it 180 degrees out. Well, to help me keep that from happening again, I'm going to draw me a radius line, but I'm also, in case I want to take this piece and make a pedestal so that everything lines up, I'm going to draw me a radius line like this. Okay, now this will help me keep everything lined up in here, and this should help me line up this piece if I need to put it under for a pedestal. I'm going to put one more bead around here. The first thing I want to do is make this roughly round. I mean, not exactly, but close. Put my go-go gadget on. I'm not going to be able to keep this in place, but that's okay. Okay, that's just at the edge of the line. You want to be just above center is all. Just above center. I am just above center. You can hear it's almost through. There it is. Oh, got some tear out back here. Got some tear out everywhere. Maybe I need to slow it down a little bit more. The top ring's not so bad. The back's not so bad. It's got some fuzzies on it, but it's not ripped out in places like this is. So I may have some filling to do on those. Okay, this time we use the 55 degree slot, and that means, ooh, guess what, folks? It should be 55 that way, not 55 this way, because this should be a much steeper cut than that. Time to go to the table saw. I've got to correct these two cuts. This is why we mock things up before we make final product. Well, as often happens, I get excited and get ahead of myself. And when that happens, I forget to hit record. What you missed was me lining all these up and getting them glued up. I've got it under pressure. I've got these weights on it. That should do nicely. I'll let this sit overnight and cure. It's going to have a relatively decent shape. My only issue is going to be the tear out between the ring. Okay, I'm going to start back here. Do some rough shaping on the back. I need to make this round. It ain't. Working on the inside. Okay, got rid of most of the tear out. This is going to be pretty. The grain lines up pretty much. I think it's going to look good. I've decided to use antique oil finish on this piece as well because it's a relatively dark wood. I'll apply a good coat today and I'll come back and put another coat on. Since I'm using this rag, shop towel to apply it, I'm not applying it real thick, but I will keep applying it as long as it's sucking it in. But look, oh my goodness, can you see that chatoyance? Look there. See how that's changing? All those ribbons. It ribbons just like real mahogany. Although it's not real mahogany. It's considered, or it's referred to as African mahogany. When I was wearing my respirator, I've got these places that I filled. Can't do much about that. But look how that's changed. Look, see that? Look. Look at that chatoyance. Holy mackerel. I think using the oil was the right decision here. I really do. And it's pulling it in pretty good. So, like I said, I will keep rubbing this on as long as it's sucking it up. And then I'll let it dry overnight. And I'll come back tomorrow. But just look at how that looks. Oh my gosh. Well, as you can see, it's already got a pretty nice sheen to it. Based on a reflection in the light. But I think it can be better.
I'm going to hit this inside and out with some Axe abrasive paste. So relatively low RPM, I'm going to rub it in. I'm going to work it in real good and let those abrasives break down. Now I'll turn it up some, find a clean spot. Find another clean spot and another. You just do it until it comes back clean. And it is. That means you've got all the abrasive off. Still got pretty much the same. It doesn't look quite as glossy, but it will in a minute. Okay, now I'll work this in good with it running. Now I'll let this sit. See, it's that gloss is back, but I'm gonna let this sit a few minutes to cool off and dry a little bit, and then I'll come back and we'll buff it out, and then we can take it off the glue block and finish the bottom. You notice it dulled up a little bit while it sat there, because that means it's not really dried, but soft, I mean hardened up some. Okay, I'm going to bump this up a little bit because I want to generate a little bit of heat. Work it kind of like a friction polish. Oh yeah, that is nice. That is nice. See if we can get it off without hurting it or me. Just removing some of the glue. Alright, I'm going to hit this with some denatured alcohol and see if I can get it to soften up. I'll let that sit about 10 minutes, then we'll come back. Oh, the fat boy did it again. I set the camera up, I did everything, and then I didn't record. I'm so stupid. What I did was I put this on my vacuum chuck. You can hear it running in the background. And I trued the bottom of this up and I cut me a recess down into here. It's not much of one, about just over a 1/16 of an inch. I'm going to burn my logo in here. And after that, I will sand this bottom up and put some finish on it. Okay, I spritzed the bottom so I get a better burn. At least that's the hope. Not bad, but not good. But it's good enough since it's not leaving the house. Now I'll let this water dry for a little bit before I start sanding this up. Okay, I'm going to cut me a groove right there. Now I'll put a couple of coats of antique oil on the bottom. And after that dries overnight, it'll be done. So here it is, all done. You look at the chatoyance. See that color shift? The light shift as you move it. Just a bowl from a board. Yeah, if it was a solid board, it wasn't a glued up piece like this one was, it would be prettier, but it's still nice in its own right. this SIPO is some pretty stuff. And it'll serve us well as a fruit bowl or whatever.